Hello everyone, this is Garrett and we're going to play The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System, brought to you by GameAnyone.com. Apparently this game came out in 1986, if the title screen is to be believed, and now we are going to quickly scroll over to the storyline. So yes, The Legend of Zelda. Many years ago, Prince Darkness Ganon stole one of the Triforce with power. Princess Zelda had one of the Triforce with wisdom. She divided it into 8 units to hide it from Ganon before she was captured. Go find the 8 units, Link, to save her. So, we're going to find the 8 units of the Triforce to save the princess. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We are going to go into this cave over here to get our starting weapon, because right now we only have a shield. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this, and take absolutely no one with you to help you. It's not dangerous to go alone as long as you have a sword. So, after you have the sword, you go up here where we will face our first enemy. I think it's called an Octorok, but I'm not entirely sure because the names in this game are all slightly different than they are in the later Zelda games. Like the Zoras are called the Zolas and some other stuff basically. I'm mostly just gonna kill most of the enemies, at least the easy to kill enemies that we see on screen, so I get some extra rupees and whatnot. And yeah, if I get bombs before the first castle, that would be very convenient, but I probably won't. But if I do, it would be nice. So I'm just gonna keep on going north from this point, and the blue rupees are worth 5, and the blinking ones are worth 1, although I'm not sure if you can actually see them blink in the video, but I guess we will see so later. Probably not actually, but yeah, oh well. These ones are worth 1. And we go over the bridge over here to go to the first dungeon in the game. After killing this one enemy. Potentially. There we go. Down into the evil tree. So we can either go north, left, and right, but the north door... North, left, and right. North is locked, so we can't go there right now. Although there is something weird about that door that I will be showing up in a moment. In this room, if you kill all the bats, a key will appear, which can be used for opening the locked door up there, but I'm not going to. Instead, first I'm going to go to the right, because there is actually another key in here as well, which you can see this skeleton has it inside of him for some reason. Seems kind of like an odd place to hide a key, but there you go. I'm not the key master in the end. But they gave me a fairly large amount of rupees, which I definitely appreciate. So this door is kind of peculiar for one real reason. If you go outside and immediately go back downstairs again, then for some reason the door is opened. I'm not sure why, and I think this is the only door in the game where you can actually do this with, but yeah, it saves your key. And yeah, it is kind of a glitch or a cheat, whatever, but well, you can actually buy keys in stores as well, and you can use them in any single dungeon in the game. And in the end, you will probably have like 8 keys if you use them at the right locations and not use them where you don't really need to. The clock that you just saw, as you can see, freezes all the enemies. I don't think he can even hit me right now, no. And after you kill all the enemies here, he will drop another key as well. And I think the compass is in this room, along with some bats, yes. The compass shows you on the map where the boss of this dungeon is. Right now you can see the red little dot on the top right of the map, which is the top left on the screen. And yeah, that's kind of convenient. Also, if I had bombs at this point, I could have blown up the northern wall in the previous room, so I wouldn't actually have to use a key to get here. So that would be kind of convenient. But you have plenty of keys in this game anyway. Also, you can push this stone after you've killed all the enemies here, and you get to go to this old man who says the following thing: "Eastmost Peninsula is the secret." Which, if you don't actually know where the secret is, it's kind of useless because it's really quite tricky to find on your own. So, yeah. At least if I'm thinking about the secrets that I'm thinking about. Yeah. So that was a map. Now you can see all the rooms in this dungeon, or at least most of them. And first of all, I'm gonna go over here because there's actually an item we need to get over here before we go to the boss of this dungeon. Just gonna quickly kill all the enemies here so you get an extra key to open this door over here. And there's a new enemy here actually, which throws boomerangs, which are kind of annoying, but you can actually block the boomerangs with your shield. So you don't really need to worry about them too much, but try not to get hit by them, basically. Also, if you get hit, if you lose one heart, basically, or just get hit overall, you won't have the laser shooting ability with your sword anymore. So if I were to attack now, it would just be a normal slash, which is the same as in A Link to the Past, I guess, with the Master Sword and everything. But that's the general idea. So after we get the bow, which we can't use right now because we don't have arrows yet, you actually need to buy arrows in this game to use it. And even then, you use rupees to actually shoot the arrows, which is an interesting thing. I don't think they ever used that in any other Zelda game again, but there you go. But now that we have the bow, we can head straight to the final, or the boss of this dungeon, which is, as you can see to the right, using the compass. But first we're going to kill every enemy in this room for more of a reason than... Ooh, bombs, nice. But yeah, for a more important reason than just so you get rupees, and apparently even more bombs. And that is so we get the boomerang, which we can use to pick up items. And what I was talking about earlier is that you can blow up the wall over here. And right now, if I had done that earlier, then I would have ended up here. But because I had no bombs, I wasn't able to do that. Well, then I have 7, which is kind of overkill for this point, but that's not really important either. So this small room here, it has some different enemies. It has those hands that come out of the wall, and if they hit you, then they'll pick you up and take you to the start of the dungeon, which in this dungeon isn't too bad, but it's kind of annoying, so I'm gonna try not to make that not happen. Just gonna kill them for a while, so get a whole bunch of rupees and some hearts back, which is nice as well. And you could already hear the boss, which is this dragon over here, which isn't really that scary. You just need to hit him like 6 times, I think. Which, yeah, and then he drops the heart container and opens the door to the first Triforce piece in the game, which also immediately ends our first dungeon. Now, wasn't that exciting? Now, I'm actually quite glad that I got the bombs, because there's actually something I want to get in the overworld over here. And if you don't have bombs, you just need to buy them, basically. But, well, you don't need to, but it's convenient. Especially if you follow my path, which is, in my opinion, the easiest path. Or not the quickest path, but at least fairly easy. But, yeah. In a moment, we'll reach a screen. Oh, well, the next screen, actually. And if you go south 2 screens from here, you'll see a cave in the wall. And if you go into that cave, there's actually a store where you can buy bombs. So if you don't have bombs at this point yet, you should just buy them there, really, because they are really quite useful in several occasions. So, and you actually need them for the second dungeon as well. So I would just recommend getting them. But the main reason right now is that I want to blow up this wall over here and go down the staircase. Take anyone you want. There's an old man in this cave that you blew up, and he's so happy he will either give you a potion, which you can use twice to regain all of your health, or this heart container. And if you get one, you cannot get the other one anymore, so I'm just going to get the heart container to get the maximum amount of health. And I'm just noticing how I'm talking right now, but that's not important. Yeah, but after we get the heart container, we're going to go over here. And also blow up another wall, actually. This time not for a heart container, but for something else, which you will see in a moment. And as you can see, you kind of... and he drops the bomb as well. That's nice. But you can blow up that wall, and this dog type thing is here. It's a secret to everybody. Who has 30 rupees that he's happy to give to you, which is very nice of that dog. It means we don't have to collect quite as much ourselves. So we go to the right here, and there's a whole bunch of enemies over here, and all also very happy to give us rupees after they die a horrific and painful death. But first we're actually going to go up here into a small cave to get the following. Show this to the old woman. Yeah, so there is actually an old woman which we'll be seeing later, which we need to show this to, as you can imagine. But now we have that, we are just quickly just going to get one more thing, which is more of a secret. If you go in here, you get to a guy that says, let's play a money-making game, but I always lose, so that's why I'm not going to do it. And if you go up here, which is, if you go to the right of that tree, and just push to the left as far as you can, and then just keep going up, you will end up here. And here's another one of those, it's a secret to everybody, people, and he actually has 100 rupees, and the maximum you can carry is 255, which is a kind of a generic programming number, really. But, yeah, that's not important. And after you get that, we go back over here. We have everything we need to, well, not everything we need to go to the next dungeon, but everything I want to at least buy the things that, but yeah, first of all, we touch that guy so he moves away and reveals a staircase which has another 30 rupees in it. Already getting to a fairly large amount of rupees right now. Oh, getting hit by those guys by accident. But the main reason I'm getting those rupees right now are for two items in particular. One is the thing I'm going to buy in here, which is the candle you can see to the right, which is 60 rupees. You can also buy keys here for 100 or a shield for 160, which technically I could afford right now, but the main reason I'm buying the candle right now is actually so I can remove this bush over here. And there's actually another shop, and he sells the shield for 90 rupees instead of 160. And I think this is actually the cheapest method to get the shield, and this can actually also block the things that the Zoras shoot at you. I'm just gonna call them Zoras, I don't want to call them Zolas, because to me it sounds silly. But yeah, you can actually block those as well. You can't do that with the other shield, but you can actually lose this shield to a certain type of enemy, which we will be seeing later. But right now we have arrived at the second dungeon, and we will go down right now. And dungeon number 2. Let's see what we have here. First of all, we're going to go up here. I'm not sure I was going to the right earlier, but I guess I have to go there eventually anyway. But first we're just going to kill all of these snakes. These snakes die in one hit, and they drop a fair amount of rupees most of the time. At least in my experience, it might just be random, but they seem to mostly drop rupees at least. And, well, and the clock, that's nice. Which immediately freezes all the enemies on the screen. I'm not sure if I said it already, but if not, well, here you go. But if you kill all the enemies in that room, then he drops a key, or at least a key just magically spawns in the room, and that's kind of useful. So, yeah, just, and if I go down here, I'll end up in the room where I was previously going, but for some reason, was confused, but I had to go over there a bit first, but yeah. And in this room, there's, again, a whole bunch of snakes, and if you kill all of these, another key appears. And we won't actually need either of them, but we will probably need them in later dungeons, so that's why I'm getting them right now. If you go right to this right door to here, you get the compass, which I'm not really interested in. And the door to the right over here has the map, so not really interested in those either. And you can actually just get there by blowing up the wall in one of the next rooms, so there really is no point in going there. So, also every once in a while there's an enemy in each room that, There's an enemy in certain rooms that if you kill him, all the other enemies in the room die. So, I think it's completely random which enemy it is, but it does explain why sometimes all the enemies just suddenly die. And I'm getting a large amount of clocks here, that's actually quite useful. But, the next room is actually the main reason why I bought the shield right now, because it's those 4 statues all shoot fireballs, and you can only block those fireballs with the shield I currently have. And the main reason I'm killing these guys is, well, we'll be seeing in a moment, actually, if I don't screw this up. Unfortunately, I didn't. But you get the magic boomerang, which has a much larger range than a normal boomerang. And what I was saying earlier about that you can just blow up the wall is that you can blow up this wall over here, and you will actually end up on the other side of the locked door, so there really is no reason to use your key here if you have any bombs. And I can't be bothered to get the compass, but it's in the... You can actually use a bomb on that southern wall as well to get to the other locked room, and yeah, there's no reason to use those keys there unless you don't just know about it. But just gonna use the bombs here as well. They die pretty easily to these bombs. Just gonna attack the last one normally. And he's kind enough to give me my bombs back, but if he didn't give them back, then you can actually go to this room to the right over here, and there's actually some bombs already in here as well, but I'm not gonna get those. And you can actually blow up the northern wall over there as well to get into this locked door. There's pretty much no reason to use keys in this place at all, and once again a clock. I'm really quite surprised at how many clocks I'm getting. I'm usually never getting this many clocks. But, in there's actually just... I think you can get 5 rupees if you kill all the enemies there. But if you go north from there, you get into a room where this old man basically says Dodongo dislikes smoke, and that's actually a hint on defeating the boss in this dungeon, which you will see in a moment. Also note that before I had the magic boomerang, everyone just threw normal boomerangs, but suddenly now these guys have the magic boomerang as well. But now we're going to appear at the second boss, which is the Dodongo, and you can either kill them by just making him eat bombs just by using a bomb in front of his face, but you can also make a bomb explode in front of him if he just goes into one normal pattern for a change. And I missed, but if you do that right, then he will stand still for a moment. I'm just going to try one more time, actually. Nah, I screwed up. I was just going to eat the bomb, but if you do it right, then he'll be stunned for a moment. God, I'm really screwing this up right here. He'll be stunned for a moment, and then you can hit him with your sword, and he will be dead instantly. And he's dead. Just going to get the heart, and I'm just going to quickly check if the bomb is still here. It is. Because the items that appear after you kill all the enemies will still be there, even if you don't pick them up. If you don't pick them up, I mean. If you pick them up, they'll be gone. But if you don't pick them up, they'll be there as long as the enemies in the room are dead. If they respawn, you will actually have to kill the enemies again before it appears again. But now, we're going to get the third Triforce piece and be very, very happy with said Triforce piece. So we can now immediately go to the third dungeon. But first, we're going to get some more items, because I just prefer it that way, really. So first, we're going to go down here, and you actually need 5 heart containers, at least 5 heart containers to get the item that I am thinking of right now. But it's quicker to just do this dungeon first, and then get the item rather than to get it before you do the dungeon. Because if you grab it before you do the dungeon, you have to take a fairly large detour, and it's just kind of annoying, really. So I'm not going to be doing that, and I think. Yes, I am going in the right direction. The next screen is actually kind of interesting because it's one of those places where you need to go in a certain direction. But if you go to the right back here again, you will just end up in the same screen again. So, but I need to go to the left here, so that's actually the quickest way to get to the other side of the screen. And okay, so just gonna kill this guy with or at least stun this guy with the boomerang here because he's kind of annoying. He throws the same swords as I do, and he does a fair amount of damage. He needs 6 hits to die, which is the same amount of hits as the first boss. So he's kind of scary. Master using it, or you can have it. Or have this. But yeah, you need 5 heart containers to pick up this sword, and this sword actually does twice as much damage as your other sword, which is the reason why I'm getting it, basically. And there is actually a third sword in this game as well, which does even more damage, but I can't get that yet. I need to get, I think, 13 heart containers to get that, and 16 is the maximum, basically, so that's going to take a while. But right now I'm at 6, and I will eventually get to 16 anyway, so it's okay. Try to avoid the boulders, but I think it's random whether they go left or right, so it's kind of difficult sometimes. And where they spawn is random as well, so that can be kind of annoying, but it's not too bad anyway. So there is actually a hidden cave here, which has the old woman that the old man was talking about earlier. And this is one of the many old women in this game, but if you show the scroll to her, she will immediately allow you to buy either the blue or red medicine. The red medicine is basically, you can use it twice, and then it will instantly restore all of your health, like I mentioned earlier. But right now I'm not going to buy that, because then I won't have enough money to buy the thing that I actually want. And I'm not actually sure if I have to get the bottom one or the top one here. It's the bottom one, okay. And over here is another one of those, it's a secret to everybody, people. And putting me at 139 rupees. And you can actually, no, not on this screen, you can do it on the next screen as well. Oh. As you can see, the blue Oxarock died in 1 hit rather than 2 as he did before. And I'm getting hit by everyone in here. But you can actually do it in here as well. And there's another one of those, it's a secret to everybody, guys. But right now I don't really want him because he gives 30 rupees and that's kind of a waste right now. You need to burn the 5th bush to the right, like 2 or 5. And then burn it to get another one of these guys. Take any one you want. Where you can either, once again, choose between a heart container and a potion, and once again I'm choosing the heart container, of course. And from that point, I'm gonna go to the left over here. And I think I can burn this bush as well. I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. There is another bush around here as well that gives you 10 rupees, which would be kind of nice right now, actually, because I need 5 more rupees to buy the thing that I want. Well, 5 more rupees and something else that you will see in a moment. But, yeah, you'll see that in a second, basically. I just need to find, well, 2 more rupees right now. I think that should be doable before I actually get to that point. By just killing everything. No, just 1 more rupee. And. Will he drop 1? No. Will he drop 1? No. Will he drop 1? This is always the fun part of these games. Okay, he dropped the last rupee that I needed. So, the dungeon is actually south of here, but I'm just gonna go to the left a little bit further. Because, yeah, I'm in the right location. You can burn down this bush. If I did it right. Yes, I did. And there's another one of those. It's a secret to everybody, guys. And the reason I'm getting this one, not the other one, is this one also gets 100 rupees. And since the maximum is 100 or 255, I would have wasted 25 rupees, and that would be kind of a shame, really. So I don't really want to do that. Now that I have 250 rupees, I can go, I believe, up here. Yes, up here. And go north for a while. Just gonna kill everyone in here just in case. Nice, very, just what I needed. Sort of. I guess I didn't really need it, but, well, blah, blah, blah. I wanted it. And this is the place where I actually wanted to be. It's actually a hidden store underneath this guy. And he sells the ring, which is 250 rupees. But what it basically does is that it cuts the damage you take in half compared to how much you used to take. And we get this nice little... I'm not even gonna comment on what I look like right now, but we are a different color now. Let's just keep it at that. So we're gonna go. Now that we have that, we're going to go to the 3rd dungeon. It's just gonna make everything a little bit easier, really. So I don't really have to worry about anything now that I have the extra hearts and everything. So going to go down here and on to the 3rd dungeon.